In this video, I'm going to show you how to purl back with a needle size smaller. So what exactly does that mean? Let me explain just a little bit. You may be advised to do this if you're working on a garment or some other piece where the body of the garment is worked in the round, but there is a portion of the piece that's worked flat. This is common in, let's say, bottom up or top down garments where the body of the sweater is worked in the round, but the upper yoke is worked flat. Now, this can cause problems because stockinette stitch, when it's worked in the round, you're just knitting every single round. But when you work stockinette stitch flat, you knit on right side rows and you purl on wrong side rows. And the reason this can become an issue is for a lot of people, myself included, their purl stitches are a little bit looser than their knit stitches. And so when you're working stockinette stitch flat, where all of a sudden you're introducing the purl stitch, it can cause the fabric in that area to look a little bit different, and that can affect your gauge as well. So one trick that I've learned is that when I'm working on a piece like this, where the body is in the round and my gauge had been in the round, and I have a portion of it where I have to knit it flat, is that when I work those wrong side rows, when I'm working those purl stitches, I purl back with a needle size smaller. And personally, I have found that when I do this, then the fabric of the stockinette stitch flat better matches that of the stockinette stitch in the round. So purling back with a needle size smaller is super simple to do, but I want to be able to demonstrate it for you. So I have a little swatch that I've started, and I'm ready to work a right side row. So I'm going to be continuing with my regular needle here. And when I say regular, I just mean the needle that you would use to get gauge. So because I have a right side row to do, I'm just going to knit all of my stitches to the end. Okay, and so then I will just turn my work because now ready to work a wrong side. Now, typically, when you're then ready to work the wrong side, you have your other needle, and that's what you would use to purl back. But instead, I'm going to take this needle, and so this is a needle size smaller, and I'm going to take that, and that is going to be the needle that I'm now going to purl all of these stitches. So I'm just going to insert it purlwise. And now I will purl all the way to the end. Okay, so just purling my last stitch. Okay, so now all of my stitches are on this smaller needle, which is the metal needle here. And my regular needle here is, it has nothing on it. But now I'm ready to work my right side row. So again, I'm just going to take my regular needle, my wooden needle, and that's going to act as my right needle here. And then I will just knit all of my stitches off of the smaller needle. So the key really is when you go to start a row, your right needle becomes the other size needle. So again, I've made it to the end here. So now again, all of my stitches are now on my regular needle. My needle size smaller has nothing on it. But then I'm going to turn the work. And again, my right needle that is going to now be purling all of these stitches is my metal needle, my one size smaller. The other thing that you can do is if you're using interchangeable circulars, you can also have one tip that is the regular needle size and the other tip is the smaller needle size. So that's it. So that is how you would purl back with a needle size smaller.